Hello and good evening. For those who may not know me yet, I am Jeffrey Winslow. I'm a lifelong member of the Columbus area. First, growing up in Worthington and now living in Dublin with my wife Jessica. I want to take a moment to introduce you all to my children real quick, who are more than kind to join us here tonight. Of course, my brilliant daughter Catherine, my two sons Cole and Connor. I want to say thank you to the Dublin Arts Center for allowing us to hold this event here this evening. They've done an excellent job of showcasing both local artists as well as bringing truly incredible works of art from all over the world here to our community for us all to be able to enjoy. I'm here this evening before you to announce my entering the race to become your next representative for the 21st District of the Ohio State House. Together, we are going to return Ohio to the leadership of the Democratic Party. For too long, the Ohio Republican Party has manipulated messaging, worked selfishly behind closed doors, and left Ohio families behind without a second thought. This evening, we are gathered together on the banks of the mighty Scioto River. And just like the vibrant life this flowing body of water brings to our community, I will bring a new, vibrant presence to our state capital. A presence built on being proud of Ohio, proud of our workers, proud of our teachers, and most of all, proud of what can be accomplished when two sides choose to work together. In my time in office, I will not let partisan politics dictate what is best for you and your families. We all recognize that the cruelties of the world do not discriminate between Democrat or Republican. It's about time our leaders remembered that we all face hardships. It is only with community and working together that we will raise Ohio to new heights. Through this effort, we will modernize the Ohio economy, properly address the severe need for infrastructure repairs, and of course, we will establish a world that laughs at partisan divides. We will remind the country with our actions that Ohio has produced leaders like no other since our birth. Whether it was the leadership and action of John Glenn or George Voinovich, or the historical significance of men such as Ulysses S. Grant or James Garfield. Our beloved state even produced the revolutionary minds that managed to solve the riddle of human flight. Once upon a time, our state flourished on the backs of nation-leading manufacturing. Yet today our unemployment continues to grow. Our young people are losing a war for their lives against opioids and addiction. And while many of our school districts, just like our own congressional districts, Dublin and Worthington schools, our teachers are not being properly paid, and the schools themselves underfunded. Now, I grew up here, and have been witness to these issues firsthand. I graduated from Worthington Kilbourne High School in 1999. Following that, like thousands of men and women, every year I started my pursuit of a higher education at a community college. My family could not afford the fees that would be required for room and board at Ohio State. So for my first year of college, I stayed home. I got rides with friends or took the bus to get to class because we could not afford another car for me to get to campus for class. I saved and I worked to be able to afford my own car, and then was able to transfer into the Fisher School of Business at the Ohio State University for my second year of school. My time as a Buckeye was an experience like no other. I studied hard, made hundreds of friends, and worked 2 jobs my entire time at OSU. One job with the company I'm still with today, where I learned what it meant to serve my community in financial guidance and how to responsibly work with local business owners to meet their financial needs. Second job, however, was a job working for my father's construction company. I learned more lessons than I can count, working on some really tough projects right next to my old man. It was in our failures that we learned the most, however. The most important of these came before I even began working on projects with my father. When I was 8 years old, it was discovered that my father had unknowingly committed fraud. He had improperly filed paperwork for a job site, and it led to not only hefty fines, but also immediately followed by months of not being able to work. During this time, my parents struggled to put food on the table. That mistake by my father set us back years. However, it propelled my mind and etched a work ethic like no other into my soul. I learned how to appreciate what you have and treasure the moments you will never get back. Leading by example is something I take very seriously. My father never asked anyone to perform a task he didn't do himself. When the people of Central Ohio gave my father a second chance with his business, I learned a universal truth. The power of forgiveness and understanding can provide so much in someone's life. It's about time that our economic and healthcare systems reflected this same sentiment. I believe that in this great republic, it is not only expected but vital to our government's legitimacy that we hold one another accountable to do the right thing at all times. This belief in responsible citizenship is something that I believe our state house could use a reminder of. Too often we see headlines that tell us about another elected official's political infidelity. Of course, it's clear that the nation's leadership at the top is no exception to this. However, when you build a home, you would not start with the roof and work down. Rather, you first build a powerful foundation that will stand the test of time and storms of adversity. Today, I offer you the option to build a new home for all Ohioans. The state government is not the only place that must be strong for the sake of our new home. It is all of you that create the brick and mortar of our democracy. What we will accomplish will always be responsible and will always put you, the taxpayers, first. Worthington is a city filled with small businesses that support one another and even when budgets may be tight, are constantly investing back into the community. In Dublin, we have seen the turnover from neglected and abandoned farmland into a beautiful and maturing city. I'm proud to live in this area where every citizen has a connection to the heartbeat of the world around them. This is a community we are all proud of. A community where no matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, white or a person of color, man or woman, whether you're from a family that knows firsthand that disabilities do not weaken an individual's soul, or a family like my own, where you have children whose parents are no longer together. Life constantly reminds us that hardships do not judge, but will strike with unforgiving vigor. It is in a community just like our own, where we believe in second chances. We believe that hard work is always the best way to achieve the progress we crave. And it is here in the 21st District of the Ohio State House that citizens put their neighbors' needs before their own on a daily basis. Not because it's easy, but because we must, in order to maintain such an amazing community. I am Jeffrey Winslow. I am proud to lead our community forward, our state into a new age, and to be but one piece in the foundation of American democracy that will continue to lead the world with the example of what honest political service can accomplish. Go Buckeyes, and God bless.